So was there a theme about non-Bruce football leading to the Melbourne game, Brett?
Not at all. It's funny how you catch bits and pieces in the morning and things like that after. I think as what we said at half time as a coaching group to our players, we were playing at a level that was unacceptable. And I think the vision even showed that with some of the efforts that we've seen, and we highlighted those in our review. So we thought our second effort was a lot more competitive and really contested type of football. And in the first half, I thought we played to a level that wasn't acceptable. So yeah.
Bruce football yourself in the first half?
Yeah, I thought we did. I thought we played. I thought there was some efforts that weren't acceptable, and we did speak about that at half time. So I thought we didn't really measure up to the standards that we'd been setting through the first sort of 7-8 weeks of the year.
What's your philosophy? I'm talking like Mitch Robinson did, and let's say Dennis Armfield, but Mitch Robinson has been accused of being disrespectful to Melbourne.
I don't think that's the case. I think that's been taken way out of context, and I think what the players, from our point of view, were talking about us, not Melbourne. We have a level, whether we play Melbourne or whoever in the competition, we have a level of acceptance in certain areas of the game, and I thought we were way off the mark in the first half, and we spoke about that.
Was it a symptom of taking too lightly the Melbourne team going into the match, would you say?
Not at all. I think we didn't disrespect Melbourne one bit. Their winning form at the MCG, they beat Adelaide by an enormous amount, by heaps. We knew that it was going to be on, and I just thought there was aspects of our game, our attack on the footy and the man in parts of the game was not up to the standard, and we addressed that at half time.
Is that the ruthlessness that you've spoken about?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was. That's what we probably. We weren't quite on the top of our game with that, and we know in a season there'll be fluctuations, and as soon as we identify it, we have to address it, and we did do that.
One HD highlighted some vision of Garlic and Darren last night. Is that one of the incidents where they said they might not have gone back as hard as they should have?
Yeah, for those two boys it was, but you know that we had one on some other players as well, or 2 or 3 other players as well that we highlighted on our review meeting. So yeah, there wasn't just those 2 boys. There was a few others that we thought should have gone harder, and we addressed that.
What do you say to them?
That's not acceptable. Yep, exactly that. Yep. Doesn't matter if it's Juddy through to the sub who's playing. We have a responsibility for every teammate and the team to make sure that we live up to our expectations going into the game, and I didn't think we hit the mark in the first half.
It's really rare for footy happens in other sports all the time in America. Sometimes a player will trash, I suppose, another team. With Mitch Robinson talking about Melbourne, which is rare for a player to talk about an opposition team like that. Do you speak to Mitch Robinson about that, or just let it go straight through the curve?
I haven't actually heard exactly what Mitch, everything there, but from my point of view, there was no disrespect to Melbourne in anything. I think it was more about the reality of us not doing what we set out to do, and that's what we addressed to make sure that. I think the way Mitch applies himself in his games has been outstanding about his attack on the footy and that, and probably led the example the other night. But across the board, it was more of a team aspect that we didn't measure up. So it was nothing to do with Melbourne at all.
Finished the game a few guys down. How does selection look this week? Is Russell going to come up?
Russell will be really close to coming up. He didn't train today, but we've got the 9 days, so we'll use that to our wisdom, with our wisdom of not pushing him out there early. Warnock will be close. He's sort of travelling fairly well, and Laidlaw will definitely miss. Dygan trained today, so he just got tight towards the end, so we just looked after him. Yep.
Does Hoops come into consideration there?
Yeah, he'll be really close. Now that's 2.5 games back, his form's been pretty good, so yeah, he'll come into calculations. Henderson's sort of in that boat as well. He's seemed to got a lot of lateral movement back into his game and his running, so 4 goals, 7 or 8 marks was very good. And Kerno will be right as well.
Oh, Kerno will be right?
Yep.
Was there any, when you look Did you consider playing him last week and it was just a precautionary thing? Okay.
No, we didn't. No, it wasn't right to play last week, so we didn't play. Yep.
So he trained today?
Yeah, he trained today, did everything, so yeah, I'd be very, very surprised if he wasn't playing. Yep.
What do you make of Port Adelaide? Obviously, there's a lot of off-field stuff bubbling away there at the moment. What do you make of their season?
I think what they show is their intent and attack on the ball was outstanding the other night, and that's sort of their last performance. So we're really mindful of probably the way they threw players around. You know, Pearce played a different role for the team. Schultz and Westhoff were in really good form. Gray, 4 goals, and I think even Motlop spent a little bit of time backwards behind centre as well. So they're throwing the team around a little bit, and when you've got some of the kids like Jacobs and Pettard that are going to develop to become very good players, I think when their attack on the ball, and we're going to have to match that really early in the game.
Do you feel like you've got an advantage, obviously playing the Friday to the Sunday, and they had to go up to Darwin and play in the community?
I'll tell you after the game if we had an advantage. I think the advantage will be, I think the biggest advantage is, it is good to get the longer break, but I think it's more about their mental preparation and the attitude going into the games. About, we've seen in the first half the things that we didn't do so well last week, and then we've seen the second half. So getting that right is more important, whether you had a 6-day, 7-day or 9-day break.
What's the challenge now in terms of keeping your group up and not dropping off in a game or dropping off after a couple of good games? Is that the next sort of challenge?
Yeah, it is. I think the maturity level from the playing point of view has really jumped up, and to change the game in-game has been something that we've addressed this year a lot better than we have, and I think our attitude's been really good to stick and just keep fighting through that adversity. If it's not going so well, just keep sticking to the task and following it right through. So even on the weekend, it wasn't great. We spoke about the issue and then we dealt with it, and I think the group are handling that feedback and really responding, and their accountability of their own performance on field has been really good.
There's been a lot of talk about Judd and Murphy's game on Friday night. Who do you think was better?
I had to make a decision in the coaches' votes, and if I say it, one bloke will have his nose out of joint and the other bloke will be smiling from ear to ear. But I gave Murphy best and Judd second, but probably in the BNF votes, because of our system is you can vote from 10 down to 1. They'll probably get the same votes from that point of view. So, but I just had Murphy just in front.
Why?
I thought his goal he kicked and probably his contribution early in the game was pretty good. I thought, he really started the ball for us, there. But some of Judd's, that pickup was quite special. The 2 forward 50 plays weren't bad either.
Not Mark Jay hard like the rest of the zone.
Oh, well, it's probably sometimes. Do you, as a coach or as a witness to the star players, you might actually judge them harsh because you actually expect them to hit that benchmark or that quality all the time. And when someone's on the rise, you're really thrilled about their development in their own game. But I think from a best and fairest point of view, he'll probably get the same votes. We'll have a look at Brownlow night and see who they gave the 3 and the 2 to.
Just for interest, who did you give third best player to?
I gave it to Robbo. I thought he was. His attack on the ball and was very good. And Jamison and Gibbs, I gave the other. Jamison 2 and Gibbs 1.
That's an update on Cruiser. He played 75%.
Yep.
And then got through.
He got through all right. He's still working with his jumping and landing with the knee. I think he had around 8 to 10 possessions, probably 15 hit-outs, kicked 1 or 2 goals. Showed some signs. I think there was a marking contest in the goal square, and as Cruz does, puts his head over it and knocked, I think, 8 blokes over, just kept pinballing off, picked the ball up and just whacked it through, and as he does. And he's progressing nicely, but we're not going to rush him back. That's something that we won't do. We won't put him under enormous pressure, because he puts himself under enormous pressure. He expects the most out of himself, so we'll really manage that to make sure when he comes back, he can come back and have a real big effect with the group.
It's been 2 games. So are we looking at, have you got a set plan of games in the VFL? Is it 3, 4, 5 maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I don't think you can count the first one though. When you're playing 50% game time, it's really just I suppose, an extra training session, really, just a contact training session for half a game. So I sort of look at it now that it's been one game in, not two.
So how many more to go?
Somewhere around the 2, 3 or 4 mark, just depending on GPS, confidence. I think we'll have to work with him behind the scenes to asking him about how his confidence is with jumping and getting hit and things like that. So we'll work with the athlete as well, but he's going pretty well. It's a long season. I think he can have enormous contribution to us emotionally and being on the field as well at the back end of the season.